Hello guys, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Episode 9. We lost track.
9.
Yeah, 9. Okay.
Yeah, 9.
You better get it right.
So obviously there's a human being here with us today, and
Is she human though?
I don't think so. Dead silence. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So we have a guest today. Do you wanna do a self-introduction to everyone out there?
I guess so. So, hi everyone. I'm Elise Maloney. I'm Justin's girlfriend.
No. That was last week.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Okay. But I am visiting Norwich, and I'm actually a graduate from Norwich University of the Arts, and I
Woo woo woo!
yeah, and I got a BA in photography, same course as Justin, and so I graduated last year, and now I'm just visiting Norwich from time to time, and it's been great.
So yeah, from the countless times I've mentioned this Elise person, here she is.
Now you know who she is.
Yes,
Who that
the
face
Elise.
belongs to. Yes, the Elise. Cool. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome back to Norwich. I mean, yeah, cool stuff. How's it feel being coming back after graduating?
So the first time I came back after
Yeah.
graduating was in December, and that felt really, really weird.
Yeah.
And so, because I was coming back thinking that, well, now I don't have to write an essay or something. So, yeah, I'm just coming back to just chill and
yeah.
visit friends, tutors, and things like that.
Yeah.
And so, but this time around in April, it's actually, I don't have that weird feeling anymore. I'm like, oh, I'm just visiting Norwich and friends and stuff.
And your boyfriend.
Yes.
The most important part. Obviously.
Sure. love couple
Yeah.
or whatever.
Raph is just jealous right now.
No, I'm not. I don't know if they heard that because you didn't say that in the mic. So.
Raph is just jealous right now.
Wow.
Okay, no. I've got something to say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, anyways.
So I was saying, yeah. Me and Elise, we met back in university in first year, which is 4 years ago or 3 years.
2020.
Yeah. So that.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. So we both came in the same year as students. We're both studying photography, and just because my capabilities are lower, so I got an extra year, and she graduated 3 years, and I'm waiting for this year to be graduated. But yeah, like it's crazy how it's been 3 years already.
Yeah.
And as mentioned, she came to Hong Kong and went to Japan, which is even more crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about how you two met as well, because it's been so long ago as well. And
Yeah, so me and Elise, we met in my first year of Crown Place. So
Yeah.
I used to live in Crown Place, which was now, this is 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah. 2021.
Not a year ago, 2021.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah. So 3 years ago, almost.
Yeah, almost 3 years.
Crazy. Yeah. So I mean, how did we actually really meet?
So
I think you.
what I remembered was that there was a Crown Place apartments group.
Oh yeah.
And so-
or like studio group or whatever.
Yeah, studios group, like people who lived in studio flats in
Yeah.
Crown Place. But so I actually didn't live in a studio. Justin lived in a studio, but I also got added in. And so,
Preferential treatment.
yeah. And so I knew Justin and some other people on the group chat, and then they said that, oh, we were all gonna meet up at, I think it was probably Raph's place or something, or.
Was it? Yeah.
And so it was actually like on the day that I came back from home, like from summer. And so like one of my friends, she she said that, oh, like we're all meeting up at this flat, and so I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll come by. And so then everyone was there, and Raph was there, and
I mean, it's my flat, so I kind of hope I'm there, right?
yeah.
I mean, it'd be weird if I wasn't there and you all were just in my flat chilling.
Surprise birthday.
Yeah, sure. No, yeah, that I remember that. There was also that movie night we did once, which was, what was it? Lord of the Rings, I think we went or something else.
It was
Yeah,
boring.
yeah. Excuse me?
Boring.
No.
I fell asleep.
Why are you into this man?
What?
Like, he doesn't like Lord of the Rings, so.
It's boring.
And I know you're a fan, so.
Well, shame on you.
It's boring.
Shame on
you.
Justin. I mean, we all know the best character is Aragorn anyway.
No, it's Legolas.
You know it is.
I love anime. So
Wow. Switching the subject.
Legolas is the best, guys.
no.
Yes.
Anyway, let's talk about what you're doing now. Like after graduation, what was your journey?
How's unemployment?
It's
how
been
is
great.
that?
It's been awesome. So it's been actually, at the start, it was kind of up and down, a lot of up and down because, I've been doing a lot of job searching. And so that's kind of not an easy task to do. And so, like, I kind of got myself in the habit of just staying at home a lot of the time and doing job search from home. But it's actually quite important to change your environment from time to time. But what I found successful in my job search was actually going to gallery openings, and so or museum exhibition openings. And so me and my mom back in November of 2023, we went to a exhibition opening from a museum back at my home in Switzerland. And so we went there and we were just looking at the new photographs and things like that. And then some guy actually came up to us and he starts talking to my mom and he's asking us, oh, well, how do you think of the pictures? And then my mom was like, yeah, I think they're interesting and whatever. And I was like, I wonder what she thinks. And then the guy started to explain to us that, well, actually, there's this gallery that wants to do like a portrait project, and they're looking for a portrait photographer, and I'm actually a portrait photographer. And so then I introduced myself and I said, well, I'm a photographer, specifically in portraiture. And then he's like, oh, really? That's awesome. And so then we just started talking more, and then we exchanged contacts. And then And then the next day we got, me and my mom, we got an email from the same guy from yesterday. And then he also copied in the co-founder of the gallery that he mentioned. And so it turns out the co-founder actually knows my mom and my mom knows her. And so, yeah, it was all a bit of a coincidence. And then the gallery also, because there's the gallery and the museum that I was talking to the museum first about like job opportunities. And so, but it also turns out the gallery was talking to the museum about me, about this project, and then it all kind of...
You're talking shit behind you.
And then it all kind of just tied in all together, and then that's how I landed my first kind of commission, paid photography commission job.
It's a big step.
Yeah.
It is.
And so I got it through going to an exhibition opening. And so, yeah, it was all very much a coincidence and oddly good timing as well. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, these sort of stuff, they just happen, you know.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you get clients, and it's one of the best feelings when you actually have a gig and then you go for it and it turned out well. It is exhausting. It is definitely.
Yeah.
But like trying to search for a job actively is annoying. But it is when you strike and then you're like, okay, well, this is happening and I actually have to do something, and you do it, you get the money. That's the best feeling ever. But it is that kind of feeling you're chasing for something exciting, and you keep pushing yourself to do, which motivates you further and further to do more and more. And again, like with job search, I don't think you should expect yourself to, oh, I need a job immediately, because I don't think that's the way to go. I think the opportunity will come to you. Obviously, you have to actively search for it, but I don't think you should sit down and just be like, well, I need a job right now. Like, let the job choose you rather than you choose. That doesn't make really sense. But fate, basically. It's like
The wand chooses the wizard, not the wizard choosing the wand. Nice Harry Potter analogy. No, I agree. It's a different mentality, especially for people like us that are just finishing uni, or I mean, out of us three, you're the only one that's like really gone from university student to full ass adult with adult responsibilities and stuff. So that's another part of it. We're still students, right? Me and Justin, we don't really have those kinds of responsibilities now. I mean, but I do agree with you, Justin, with the whole like, you shouldn't necessarily just take anything, but you should make sure that what you do is something you enjoy. And that's also how I felt when I searched for my PhDs and did all that stuff. I didn't just apply to anything. I applied to very specific things, and I think that's how you should do it, because you should chase your dreams, essentially. Yeah. Very important question. Are you sad that you no longer get student discounts everywhere?
I don't know, because the thing is, Switzerland is quite expensive, and so I feel like with the student discount, it's still gonna be pricey. But, but at the same time, I think I do miss it from time to time. It's like, like for like a gym membership or like at cafes and stuff, student discount. I'm like, fuck off.
And now you can't even do it because you don't have a student ID anymore.
Yeah.
She does. It just expired, but you don't have. They don't.
Yeah, but they do kind of check it sometimes.
Do they actually read the date?
Yeah, I've had it where I've tried to use my undergrad discount card for something in Germany. I think it was a zoo or something, for like a student ticket. And they actually asked me about like the date or something, because it said like this was my undergrad, right? I just graduated. It was the summer, so the date on it will have been 2023. Yeah, like May or June 2023, and I went in like August or something. So it wasn't even expired for that long, but they still kind of checked it. So.
Well, with mine, I back in Hong Kong, like for my high school, I kept my Hong Kong secondary school student card, but then I went to the UK at when I was like year 11 basically, and then whenever I go back to Hong Kong for the summer, I would whip that student like card out and just say, oh yeah, I'm a student. And then like when I go to cinemas, they would still give me a discount. But unfortunately, my wallet got stolen, so I don't have the card anymore. My free pass is gone. You know how they say I don't age that well. I don't age, so it looks the same for me anyways. I can be mistaken as like a fucking 15-year-old now if I want to. Yeah. But it's just sometimes I think you can hack it. They might not check it. So I think you could still try and use your student discount. Just like whip it out and be like, okay, that's it.
But I think in Switzerland, like when I see my brother using his card to get the discount and stuff, they do like really like check it. And so since my student ID is from a UK university,
Fair,
and so usually they recognize like the Swiss university student IDs. So they're gonna extra examine it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'll pass.
Yeah, I mean this is the one good thing I guess about me doing a PhD, I still count as a student, so I still get like a student ID, so I still get student discount, so that's at least good. So I'm getting paid
good, yeah.
and I still get student discount, which is quite good. Plus, since I'm a student, I'm still exempt from council tax and other tax stuff. So my actual income is my actual income. I don't need to pay any income tax or whatever. So it's quite nice because, I mean, it's not a shit ton of money, but if it's money and like it's enough to get by, right? So yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah, that's good.
Talking about tax, I coincidentally today I had a lecture about tax and legal stuff for like photography, with in terms of like how you can evade tax. No, I'm just kidding. How you don't avoid tax fraud or something like that. Because not honestly, tax is such a big how do you say it? It's such a big bubble that I don't understand. I get what it does, but to calculate percentage that like down to the point, it's just a lot to think about, like tax deduction and stuff. Eventually, you're gonna have to learn stuff like this if you're gonna start like a business or freelance or get into jobs, obviously. But it is annoying because you need to think about what's the most advantage to you.
Yeah.
Like in terms of because they were saying you should keep all the receipts and you can kind of write something off as business expense as well. Yeah. For freelance, it's like a thin line between what's business expense and what's personal, right? But apparently, there's a really interesting thing because, you know about the concept of leasing. Yeah. Yeah. So today they said that you should lease computers, like laptops, instead of buying them, because he said, computers they update every 2 to 3 years, and then because it got the everything gets a bit faster, stronger, smarter. Yeah. So rather than actually like buying a laptop and then just like using it and then ended up being so slow and not catch up to the whole industry, you should lease the laptops so you can actually keep up with it without losing too much money. So that's an interesting thing because like when you think about laptop, that's something really personal. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But it's just interesting to think in that way. What's like the most valuable, or just like what's the bang for the buck, basically.
See, I've heard about leasing with things like cars and stuff. So my parents, well, my mom leases her car and stuff through her company and all that. So, or through her like nonprofit or organization. I haven't really heard about the whole leasing of laptops.
Maybe I'm wrong, but
I mean, it might be a thing. I personally, I've just recently upgraded my laptop, so I bought a new MacBook, as you know, and the reason for that is work, right? I needed enough RAM, enough memory, and stuff to process all my data, because I'm producing a lot of data, and like today, for example, I produced some data that the file was like 20 to 25 gigs or whatever, so it's quite big files that I need a lot of memory to properly process in a fast way, because I don't really want to sit at a computer and spend 10 hours trying to load it or whatever. So that's really made the difference for me. But I don't know how I'd feel about leasing a laptop, as you said, it's quite a personal thing as well, and I kind of like having that ownership, because then I know, okay, this is actually my laptop and I can do whatever I want with it.
Talking about we're talking about tax as well. Students don't get taxed, as you said. But if you work a job, like for example, for me, if I work a part-time job, supposedly you can't work over 20 hours for a week. Yeah, you cannot work more than 20 hours a week as a student. If you do, you're getting taxed for it. And one time I was working in the market, and I was working. It's so weird because they put me down like as. I know I'm a student. I'm not supposed to get taxed. But when they gave me my check, like the money, it said that like 100 and something odd pounds are like given out to tax, basically. So that's a bit annoying. And then
it's most of the money you get goes away to tax, really.
And I have to call up the HMRC to like twice. I try to reach them for a couple of days, and always have to wake up early in the morning at like 8 or something just to call them. And then it's such a fat, like, annoying process as well, just to get some money refunded. I mean, it's worth it. I would chase every penny to the to the point where, like, every penny is returned to me rightfully. It's mine, right? But it's just a bit of an annoying process.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I think I mentioned this before, but I also teach violin, right? And I earn money through that, but I don't earn enough to be taxed for it. So it's like, at least that's the way I think it works in Germany. Is there's a certain threshold, and if you're under that threshold, you don't get taxed. So for me, that's benefiting, right? Because I'm not earning more than that. Currently, I only have one student. So if you want violin lessons, you know who to contact.
What's your website? Let me plug it in.
Yeah.
Plug it in right now.
Yeah. It is beep. No. I don't know the URL off by heart. I'm currently designing a new website as well. So but I'll plug that next time or whatever. Shameless plug. But yeah, the point I was getting at is like there's certain thresholds from once you earn above that threshold, you need to give a lot of that away to tax. And I mean, I'm very fortunate that the room of I'm teaching right now, I don't need to pay tax. Say I had 30 students and stuff, then I'd probably earn enough in a month to have to be taxed because I just generate that much income. But so far, with only one student, it's minuscule amounts. So, I mean, it's still money, right? It's still good, but like...
Side hustle, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. Side hustle. Yeah. No, nice. Yeah, so do you like currently have a job, Elise, or is it more like you're now just again in the phase of looking for something?
I like to call myself a freelancer instead of unemployed.
But really, you are unemployed.
Yes. But no, but this year I started with this photography, portrait project that I had with the gallery and the museum, and so that was a really great experience. And so it allowed me to take pictures again, be on site, taking pictures of people, and and so these pictures were then showed in the gallery and at the museum, and it was a really great experience, and I got paid really well. And so yeah.
So what you're saying is you're buying dinner?
No.
Thanks, Elise.
Maybe not. I'm still a bit greedy with my money.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
I have something to talk about actually.
Yeah.
Is for audio listeners, I'm sorry, but you can't see that I have upgraded my fit today.
He has.
From my last episode.
Long awaited.
Yeah. From my last episode, I did say that I was gonna wear something else, and here's the promise fulfilled.
I pushed him to change his wardrobe.
Only took the words of his girlfriend.
Yes.
not even listens to me.
Listen.
Like, come on.
Listen, if you wear the same thing, I said this right before as well. If you wear the same thing I'm being, again, what's it called? Urban friendly, whatever the fuck that means.
Eco-friendly.
Economically friendly, and eco-friendly as well. Because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. But no, I bought these shirts just because I wanted to upgrade my fit. I need to take a photo for my About Me page on my website. So I needed to look presentable at least. But wearing the same clothes every day does have its advantage. I'll tell you two. One, you're more recognizable. People look at you down the street and they're like, oh, okay, I recognize that kind of color scheme. And then they'll be like, oh, it's Justin down the street. That's good. Photographers have recognized me and no one else from that like industry crit thing. Okay, two. It slipped out of my mind.
You don't need to think about every morning what you put on. You just put the same stuff on. So
I think, that I don't have to think.
Yeah.
You see, everyone like I've had people who get prepared and like, what should I wear today? Blah, blah, blah.
we all know thinking is hard for you.
Yes,
Justin,
it is.
So.
Why spend energy thinking when you can just be efficient? Makes sense, no? No, okay. Another thing is, since I'm dressed like that 24/7, I set the bar so low to my outfit, to my appearance, and then when it comes to appropriate, what do you call it? Appropriate events and timings, and then I upgrade my drip, then like the whole standards will just bring up.
I must say you do look fresh today.
Exactly.
You do look nice. It's in a shirt and everything, and yeah, it does look nice. I'm proud of you for going outside of your comfort zone. Good job.
Good job.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I'm someone that wears something else every single day.
Non-urban friendly.
Well, I mean, my wardrobe is not that big, right?
I do less laundry than you then. Yes.
Well, not really, right? Because I have a bit more clothes, which means I need to do laundry less. You wear the same clothes every day, which means you need to do laundry more to keep those clothes fresh.
Who said I'm doing laundry more?
How often do you do laundry?
That's private information.
More than once a week?
No. Okay, no. I'm being cost effective here. First of all, I do laundry once a week if I can. If not, usually it's twice a week. No. Once per 2 weeks. It is. I get that some people are a bit thrown off, but if I sweat, I would immediately wear something else. If it's like really stinky or whatever, but I don't sweat in these days, and I put deodorant and I shower before I wear stuff. So I think it's a bit justifiable.
I mean, as a scientist, I must say, it's not very hygienic. Mainly,
It's like eating nails.
No. So listen to me. Listen. So basically, the point I'm trying to get at is, yes, you're not sweating, but your body is still producing oils and other things, and that still gets on your clothing. So by wearing the same clothing every day, you just have a buildup of those oils.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good to wear different things. Hence why you should wear, for example, different underwear every day. You shouldn't wear the same underwear, and I really hope you don't wear the same underwear, because that'd be a bit disgusting. That'd be a bit weird. But also just wearing different clothes is a lot cleaner.
Yeah, no, I know that. Mm-hmm. Well, now I actually invest in different clothes. It's a lot better. And actually, you see this?
Yeah.
I actually invested in jewelry.
Yeah.
A branded jewelry. It's crazy to me, in my standards.
How much was it?
It was not bad. It was like 40.
Yeah, that's decent.
But then the thing is, I don't believe in brands, if you get what I mean. No. Gucci to me, Supreme to me is just like a fucking name just to make yourself feel better. Yeah, that's why I'm saying. You guys, that like name is worthless to me. I like Nike because they actually produce like good quality shoes, like solid ones. I don't wear air
but shoes is different. See, exactly. I look sometimes at brand names and stuff for shoes, right? I just bought, my parents just bought me some new shoes, and we looked at like the brand Timberland because they produce good shoes and stuff. Clothing, I'm less fussed, right? Yeah. I'd rather wear a t-shirt like you are now that doesn't really have a big logo on it or something, or I'd rather have that plain look, and I don't really care what company it makes it, as long as it's like decent quality and stuff. But shoes is something different, I think, because shoes also is something you wear every day outside. You want that support. Clothing, yes, you wear it every day, but it doesn't need to be Gucci. It doesn't need to be Versace or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, shoes is just an investment, really, on how good the quality is. You walk in them every day. It kind of determines how your feet is shaped as well, actually, time to time. So, shoes, I look at brands. That definitely I do. But again, clothes and anything, I really don't give a fuck. Also, I did spend a hefty amount on the clothes, though. I've never bought like clothes for myself, but I did spend £100 for like a couple of outfits for this like shopping haul, which I never do.
But 100 for a couple of outfits is a good price. I mean, to
you, but not to me.
Well, I mean a good price of clothing, right? It's good quality clothing, and good quality clothing. I would have expected you to at least pay 50 for the shirt, and maybe 35 to 40 for the t-shirt alone, and that's like 100 already.
Yeah.
See, and that's just 2 clothing items.
But that's like in Europe or like UK. In Hong Kong, it's so much cheaper. I'm so used to that price. I think a shirt probably, if it costs more than £15, that's considered a lot already back at home, and it's good quality already. Because I mean, Hong Kong, you either go all out with brands or you just don't. You don't give a shit. And I find something that maybe costs like, I don't know, £5 to £10 really comfortable, and that's already good for me. But here I feel like the quality is not good, but then you still have to pay like a good price. Primark is perfect for me because they're quite cheap, and it's something that you can, the quality is not necessarily good, but it's something to wear, and then that's it.
Yeah, but Primark is a bit more controversial because of how they produce their clothes and stuff. It's all child labor and stuff.
You went to a weird direction.
What do you mean?
What? I never heard of this.
Really?
No.
So Primark, I'll fact check this, but Primark, as far as I'm aware, is that cheap because it's like child labor and it's free child labor and stuff. So I don't know why. I mean, I know UK people love Primark, but I don't buy Primark because I don't want to support that. You know, I don't want to.
Well, how do you know it's factual then?
I'll look it up. You guys talk and I'll quickly fact check this.
Okay.
Yeah, that went to a 180 direction.
Well, the thing is with Primark, it's a fast fashion brand, but also with Zara, H&M, many other brands that are more fast fashion. And so, yeah, like the UK people tend to, yeah, I've seen them like really like Primark and stuff like that.
Boycotting is such a stupid concept to me. Again, I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a different story if you support something, but simply having your business operating in a place that the world doesn't like doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
To me, it's just like, just because I'm operating doesn't mean I support one thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just say Russia. I don't know what or what company was still functioning there, but I swear, just because they were functioning there doesn't mean that they support the war. I don't know. You know what I mean? I might be wrong. I haven't dug into this, so don't quote me on this. But again, the fact that I'm working there and just kind of like functioning there doesn't mean necessarily, oh yeah, I want this war or whatever. So trying to boycott something just because they don't shift to your political climate is something kind of a bit off for me. I like to think things logically, or I mean business like, you know. It's like, yeah, again, it's all about morals, isn't it? But at the same time, people are just doing business. It's not necessarily like, oh yeah, McDonald's, we announced that we're supporting this and that. It's not that way. So I don't know.
Yeah, okay, I get that, like, support and thing is different, but here I've just Googled it, and this is a website that like talks about Primark as a whole and how good or how sketchy they are. But a lot of fast fashion brands, as they describe here, do not own their like factories and manufacturing things, so they outsource it, which effectively means they don't take responsibility in the way they should. So here it says it does not control its supply chain, it being Primark, and can therefore effectively shrug off any responsibility for factory workers and any labor issues that may be occurring. So it's like, even if something bad was going on, they can just be like, okay, we don't care because we don't own the factory, so whatever. It also, so this is 2022, there's this thing apparently called the Fashion Transparency Index. The higher the score, the better on this, and Primark got 31 to 40% in 2022. And it doesn't really it doesn't really disclose many policies and stuff that kind of say, okay, we're not necessarily, it might not be child labor. I might just have said that out there because I've heard rumors and stuff. But there's not really safeguards to protect the workers from Primark's end, and that's why it's a bit seen as like a sketchy thing because they're essentially just overproducing cheap garments. So a lot of those will also end up in landfills and will just be thrown away, which is not good for the environment, right? You don't necessarily want a landfill full of Primark clothes that do not they're not compost, right? They're not going to turn into earth. So yeah, I mean, I get why Primark, because it's cheap, it's fast to get, it's affordable for a lot of people, and for a lot of people that's all they can afford in clothing, so fine. But I think it's more sustainable and more eco-friendly to invest into clothing that then lasts much longer, because I can tell you Primark clothes probably don't last as long as like clothes like this. So yeah.
I mean, I did, when I first visited UK with my school, I did buy like a hoodie from Primark, and then that shit just like broke down in like a month. So I get that it's not supposed to last long. That's okay, you know. I kind of expected that anyways. It was £7. What do you expect, right? But yeah, it's just such a fun thing to think about. Like, oh, you need to invest in good clothes, but that's like a hell of a sum to pay. But then there's also this option where it's cheap, but then like you said, there's these like rumors or whatever that it's just not sustainable. Well, it's a fact, so it's not sustainable. But you know, these kind of stuff is just there's bad sides to both stuff. But let's go back to something more positive. One of the shirts I bought, so it cost £30, right? It had like a £2 discount first of all, but then I have a bunch of Nectar points saved up over the past 3 years. So I think it was £60 worth of Nectar points or more. And then I converted it into like, the eBay vouchers basically. So it went from £30 all the way to like £3. So I got a 90% off discount basically. I paid £3 for a shirt, for a good quality shirt. That's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And I still have a decent amount of fucking points in my Nectar. See, I'm just a cheapskate. I know that. And I have no shame in that, I think. Even in Sainsbury, after I go shopping, I notice, the app charged me twice on this one product, which cost less than £1. I still went to the fucking refund area to say, yo, like they charged me extra, I don't know, 60 something p. Can you refund me? I think that's, some people would say, that's just a bit of money. Don't hassle, it's fine. But like, to me, again, like it's that penny concept where I'm like, every penny counts.
I guess it's also a lot to do with like how you were brought up and stuff, and like how your family saw these kinds of things. I mean, we've talked about
It's funny though,
our childhoods and stuff already, but I think it comes down to how you're brought up, and then how you learn to manage your own money once you move out of. I mean, this is an international podcast, out of your home country and everything. All three of us have and stuff, and we've had to navigate money issues and stuff all ourselves. Basically, we've had to deal with, okay, how much money am I going to spend on groceries this week or whatever? How much am I going to spend on going out, on alcohol, on gigs or shows or whatever? So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad to look for cheap stuff. I also do it, especially because inflation has gone crazy, and I feel like groceries in particular, especially when you're buying fresh things, it's just super expensive. It's so easy just to go to the frozen aisle and get frozen stuff for much cheaper. But I mean, we talked about food the other day, and I said, well, I am a person that likes to cook fresh, and that's just getting so expensive, man. I used to have a weekly budget for groceries for like 30 to 40 pounds. That's like gone from that to like 50 to 60 pounds per week, which is quite a lot for groceries. I mean, that's my biggest kind of my biggest expense is food, lunch at uni or groceries and stuff. But yeah, I mean, inflation's just gone crazy, basically.
You're just gonna survive. You're gonna eat,
I'd rather spend more money on food than alcohol, for example.
I don't. Okay, for alcohol is something else because I drink for the pleasure. I don't drink for the flavor. I don't drink to get drunk, right?
Yeah.
So I invest in good wine, plum wine, and
As we
then
know.
I went through a bottle 2 weeks in. I'm considering subscribing to like the fucking brand, but no. It's really nice because like the other night I sat down, I was talking to a friend on my kitchen counter. I have like this not shot glass, but kind of like a sake glass, right? Filled it to the brim, and then I just like sat down and drank the whole thing slowly, and just chatting on my kitchen, and it's just such a vibe. I feel like, but yeah. So alcohol, I like it. I like to enjoy it. Not that I don't like to get tipsy, but depends on the situation, you know. If it's a chill night, then
But also, it's in like you want to enjoy alcohol in moderation, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You don't drink it to get drunk. You drink it for the taste, for the social side of things, and just sitting on the couch or whatever, just chatting, and having a glass of wine or a glass of plum wine or whatever. Yeah.
But in Japan, I find like again, this depends on the situation. We were in that what's it called? The deep fry place. What's it called?
Like in Osaka or something?
Yeah, Osaka.
Like
I forgot what it's called.
yeah, it was like I don't remember.
They have these like deep fried skewers. Like so it's really like small servings. But then I had like 2 beers, 1 sour and like a plum wine. And that night I had one of my best nights. I felt like I was so happy. It's just that it's the alcohol and the atmosphere that makes it really nice. I think it's the equivalent of Oktoberfest, basically. That kind of feel, but at night instead.
Yeah, but Oktoberfest can be very drastic depending on the areas of Oktoberfest. Like, there are people that will just drink. I mean, you know the beer comes in liters, right? So there's people that will drink 6-7 liters and will get blackout drunk and will spend the rest of the night at like the medic's hut or something. There's people like me that maybe drink 1 liter, and yes, I'm a little bit drunk, more on the heavy tipsy side.
Yeah.
But at that point, it's just fun, and
exactly.
and then you go into the fun houses or on rides, and it's like, oh, we're having fun, but you're not. Sorry.
Did you say you go on rides?
Yeah.
After a liter of beer, you don't puke?
No.
What? I would never go on a ride after a drink.
Well, I mean, it depends on the ride, right? Like this is why fun houses are more fun when you're tipsy, because basically the fun house, what I mean is they have these things where you walk through a spinning wheel or something, so you gotta not fall over and stuff. It's funny because in my school, in our last year of school, in my senior year, we had this thing called senior skip day, where everyone in the final year would basically skip school, and for us, we skipped school to go to Oktoberfest. So our whole grade just goes to Oktoberfest one day instead of school. Really funny. Some people, as I said, were the people that like drink 5-6 liters and just get drunk and puke everywhere. Some people are more like me, where we just drank 1 liter or whatever, one beer basically. And remember, this beer is not normal percentage, right? This beer is like 13-14%. It's more like wine. So just imagine a liter of wine, basically. Crazy. But then going into fun houses is just fun because yes, you fall and stuff, but you laugh about it because it's you're relaxed, right? You're very chill. That's why we should go to Oktoberfest.
I wanted to.
We should go to Oktoberfest.
I think it's a fun kind of atmosphere, right? But why is it in fucking September? I still don't get that.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
So, I mean, I know this mainly because I've heard it many times, but also I am from that area, so I kind of should know it. So do you know what Oktoberfest celebrates?
No. October?
No.
No. So Oktoberfest celebrates back when we had a king, König Ludwig was his name, King Ludwig, celebrates his and his wife's wedding anniversary, I'm pretty sure. And their wedding anniversary was, I think, the first weekend of October. So that's why Oktoberfest, because it actually was meant to be in October. Then a bunch of their guests basically couldn't make it, so they extended it for like a week or two, so those guests could make it. So then it turned out to be a 2-3 week thing. Now it's just that long because tourism, and it makes a shit ton of money because the beers are like 15-16 euro per liter, maybe 20. I think this year it was 15 or 14.
Is that good or bad? Expensive?
That's hella expensive.
Yeah.
But then also on top of that, to get into a beer tent, because it's basically beer tents where they serve the beer, you would need to tip the waiter. So he basically takes you to a table and he's your way in basically if it's full. And those tips, like I made the mistake on senior skip day where I had just a big bill of like, I had like 20, but as a 10 and 2 5s or something. So I gave the waiter like the 10, and he took the whole 10 as a tip, just to get us inside the beer tent. I'm not sure if it was 10 or whatever, but it was a considerable tip, you know.
Yeah.
Generous tip, yes. And I mean, okay, at one point you want to be nice to the waiter because he essentially takes care of you, right? He brings you beers and stuff. But they always expect such a big tip. So your beer usually is like 20-25 euros for a beer. Again, it's a liter, so it's different and it's not like proper, like normal beer. But that's still a lot of money. Like it's super easy to spend 100 euros in a few hours.
Just on beer? Nah.
Just on beer and rides.
Yeah.
And then sugary sweets and stuff, of course. But it's like your budget need to be relatively big to go to Oktoberfest because you're gonna get rid of that very easily.
I mean, I would spend a good amount on food. Like I talked about this before. I would spend good 200 pounds on a piece of A5 Wagyu cooked in front of me. I mentioned this before. I think food is just a experience that like the experience is part of food, like eating food, right? So if the restaurant, let's just say, does a good job on presenting, and that takes training as well. So I appreciate that as well. Because sure, at home you just cook up a fuck up, I don't know, pan, and then you just like put like a bunch of fried, like a rice or fried together and present it. That's fine, you know. But actually trying to present it in a really nice way, that takes effort first of all, and creativity, right? So that's part of the service you're paying. But if you're like Salt Babe, then you know you can go fuck off. I am not paying like $1,000 for a fucking steak and for you to sprinkle your fucking germs on my steak, right? That's just a scam. But yeah, back to the topic on like what to actually use money on. I invest in food a lot. Like literally a couple, like yesterday I spent 100 on groceries. But like it's just Chinese groceries are so expensive here because it's scarce and imports and stuff like that. Exactly. But you still kind of want to go for the taste. So I would gladly pay a good amount of money just to have like that taste from home, right? But yeah, food, drinks. I think entertainment is one thing. Like depends on you on how you value it. I don't need to spend money to specifically do stuff. I can watch a movie for like a $5 or whatever. That's chill, but not necessarily go to this and that for like 50 pounds. Like let's just say. And I think, as cliche as it sounds, like being together in the space with the people is already part of that experience. Yeah. So you constantly trying to have to think about fresh ideas or fresh activities to do not necessarily means that it's a bad group, but if that's the only way you can have a good time, then I feel like that's hinting something, you know. Exactly. But with the concept of money, I feel like as an international, obviously we would have a good amount of money like sitting in the bank just for any excuses. I mean, emergencies, right? For example, my mom always tells me you should always have a couple of £100 or even £1,000 in your wallet, just in case you need to fly back home for like a emergency or whatever happening. And I tell people, I said you should always have £50 in your wallet just in case you need to go somewhere or just like do something instead of saying, oh, I've got no money on my wallet today. I've literally got £5. I get it if you're saving, okay? But you should always have a safety 50. That rhymes. Safety 50 in your wallet just in case anything happens. That's just my kind of way of thinking. Exactly. It's like, and I don't consider myself rich, you know, even though I've got so much material in terms of cameras and stuff. But I'm not the type of people who would like buy stuff for the sake of it. I would do a lot of research in terms of what I need and what I actually use. That's why I don't have a lot of clothes, because again, my way of thinking is like clothes to me is just something to wear to cover yourself, and that's literally it. So Gucci means nothing to me. But let's just say equipment, for example. I'm gonna use this as my job and create the stuff I want to do. So it's definitely something I need to use. So I think it's justifiable in terms of what I want to spend and like how much I spend on it. Because again, some people are like, oh, you're so rich, you spend so much money on this and that. But no, like it's because I don't spend money on like clothes every fucking week. And then I think it's fine if I spend like a large sum every couple of months, you know. That's just how I spend money, at least.
Yeah, I think like your way of like spending also, I think impacted me a bit, because I think I was more of a person that like, oh, like I want to get maybe this item of clothing, or like this thing that I wanted, or a piece of jewelry, or this and that. And so I think I would definitely tend to shop more before, but now I think I definitely think a lot, and so I don't really catch myself like wanting to shop all the time, like go shopping. I mean, before I came to Norwich here, I was in Geneva, and I mean, I had some spending money. I could have done some shopping if I wanted to, but like I went to Geneva and I was like, I don't feel like shopping today. And I'm like, is this normal? I'm like, yes, it should be normal.
Yeah, I think it's good to make informed decisions about what you buy and really thinking about something. Like, I mean, especially with a thing like kit or something that's expensive as it is, but it's something that will probably be worth it and stuff. Like me upgrading my computer, for example, I wasn't like, oh, I'm just gonna buy this. I thought about it a lot, and I talked to my parents about it. And I'm like, okay, I want to upgrade my laptop because I'm at the point where I need it and stuff. I actually need it, and I use it every day for work, and I'm happy with it now. But those decisions shouldn't be made lightly. You should really think about that, which I think is important. Anyway, shall we take a quick break, maybe? Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you after the break. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good break.
Nice.
Bye.
Bye.
Probably a hostage situation.
Yeah. You're a hostage. Is your phone recording already?
Yeah. Save me, whoever's out there.
I just saw a police car drive by. I actually just did. I love that this is going to go in the break. All
I
right,
wanted to ask, can the people outside see us?
No.
Okay, cool.
Well, are we at 9, right? Episode 9? I'm going to check just in case. But I think it's 9.
I would gamble it is 9. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I remember typing the word 8.
Justin is leaving.
So sad. I'm leaving. I was supposed to leave like a couple of days ago. No, a couple of weeks ago.
3, 4, 5, 6,
But,
7, 8. Yeah, we're on 9.
I decided to extend my flight.
I did this. We have a rating on Apple Podcast.
Hacking the system.
Hacking the system to give myself a rating.
I need to give a rating at some point.
Yeah, you do.
But I did leave a comment, I think.
6-9.
Did
Yeah.
you? On Spotify or?
YouTube.
On YouTube.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
6-9.
Cool. So 9, do you want to open?
Yeah.
welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you had a good break. We are back. Justin's cleaning his glasses. One task I never do. I should do more
every day.
See, I sometimes clean in the lab with ethanol, which I know isn't the greatest, but at least it works. Yeah. So just to like kind of finish this chat off and stuff, let us talk about our week. So Elise, what have you been up to this last week? What was the highlight of your week?
Oh, my greatest highlight this week was traveling here to
Aww.
Norwich.
Just to see your boyfriend.
Yeah.
So cringe.
Okay.
All right. So your week.
So actually, there was a lot happened when I traveled here. I thought it was gonna be more of a chill travel from London to Norwich, but it was really not. So I was at London Liverpool Street station, and so I was just chilling. I had a half an hour before my train left, and so I was just waiting, looking at the screen to check where the platform was gonna be.
Yeah.
And so while I was waiting, I checked my emails, and I got an email from the train ticket app, Trainline. And so they said to me that, oh, there may be a disruption during your journey. And I'm like, okay.
Like always.
And then like I look on the screen, and they said something about a fallen tree. And I'm like, okay, like it's like the fallen tree damaging the overhead wires on the tracks and stuff. I'm like, okay, but
That doesn't sound good.
yeah. And so I hop on the train, so got my seat, everything normal. I'm chilling, and so then it's like 50 minutes into the ride, we get like an announcement saying that, oh, so the train is going to terminate in Ipswich. Because it's due to a fallen tree between Ipswich and Stowmarket. And so, yeah, the train terminates in Ipswich, and so from Ipswich you're going to have to take a rail replacement bus to go to Stowmarket, this or Norwich. So I'm like, okay, great. And so everyone gets off the train, and we all in a kind of a pile outside the train station. And then 2 coaches started coming in and filling up with the passengers and stuff like that. But I was further in the line, so I didn't get in the first 2 coaches. So I'm like, shit. And so then I waited another 40 minutes for another coach to come by. And so then they're like, oh, like, people that want to go to Norwich, like come here and stuff. And then like I asked the person just to be sure if they were going to Norwich. So I'm like, is this coach going to Norwich? And then they're like, no, it's actually going to Stowmarket. And so from Stowmarket, you'll have to take the train from there to go to Norwich.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, okay, why can they not go to Norwich? So I get on the coach, and then from Ipswich to Stowmarket, it's like a half an hour coach ride. And so half an hour passes, we are at Stowmarket train station, and then I just wait and wait, and then we get an announcement saying like, okay, so for the passengers that want to go to this in Norwich, as of now, there are no trains that are coming by. And so
Great, so you're stranded in Stowmarket.
Yeah. And so then we're like, what? Excuse me. And so then they said, okay, well, we'll update you later on to let you know and stuff like that. And then like, so in total, I think we waited for another 40 minutes or so. But and then the next announcement we get is like, okay, so actually there's going to be a rail replacement bus outside of the station. So people that want to go to this in Norwich, you can take that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, okay, again.
Another bus.
Yeah, and then they said, oh, like, passages for Norwich, like you can get this bus. And so then I ask again, like, is this coach really going to Norwich? Because like I just want to get to Norwich already. And so then the lady is like, no, it's actually going to this, and so from this you'll have to take the train to Norwich. And I'm like, why can't they drive to fucking Norwich directly?
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, okay, I hop on the coach again for another half an hour. And then we arrive at this, and then in the next 5-10 minutes, there is the train to Norwich that comes by, and then we go. And so I arrive in Norwich at around 8 p.m. I was originally supposed to arrive in Norwich at 5:20.
Yeah, fun journey, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fun journey. Yeah, I mean, sometimes journeys from wherever back to Norwich is difficult. So I'm kind of not surprised by that. I'm sorry you had to go through a long journey.
Yeah.
But hey, at least you're here now, and everything's sorted, and your journey back will be smooth, hopefully.
Yes.
No, touch wood.
Elise is never smooth with journeys, actually. Like I told this before, when she went to Hong Kong, it was quite the roller coaster.
Oh my God.
I'll sum it up again if people don't know. So she was gonna fly from London to Hong Kong. Coincidentally, we had a fat typhoon that was going on, so she came to. She was above Hong Kong, right? Gonna land once, but then the plane went around, and then the second time they wanted to land again, and then it just didn't work, so they landed. They drove off to Taipei for some reason, and I thought they were gonna let the storm calm down a bit, and then like in the same day go from Taipei to Hong Kong, but no, they had to stay for the extra night in Taipei. Took their passports away, can't even leave the hotel, which makes sense, but you know.
Yeah, for like they said that it was for visa.
That makes
things.
sense. But then afterwards, the next day, you think you would leave Taipei early in the morning,
Yeah.
but it was 8 p.m. that night, so that was like a 48 hour ish kind of delay, which is really annoying. But I remember like going through that was so annoying for you, obviously. I went to the airport 3 separate times to hopefully pick her up, and then plans change and we just have to come back another day and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know what's with you and traveling.
Like on that travel, because it was my first time traveling alone, like on a long flight. I'm used to traveling alone when I go on short flights, like from Geneva to London, like no problem, easy. But that was kind of like my first long haul flight. And so I'm like, first time also going to Asia, so it's all kind of new. And so
Taipei is your first.
Yeah. And so
it's crazy.
So when like already like we tried going into Hong Kong and stuff, like it was really turbulent as well. And like it had like that floating effect, and I'm like, for fuck's sake.
I find turbulence calming.
No, I find that so
weird.
So stressful. It was, but I thought I was gonna be more scared, but I handled it somewhat well, and so
Okay.
I was okay. And so I was telling to myself, like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna pass, we're gonna get there. Yeah. And then when they said, so we're diverting to Taipei,
you're like, shit.
I wanted to cry.
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the lady next to me, like she was actually so nice because she gave me a piece of gum for like when we were supposedly about to land, and so I was like, you're really nice.
Yeah.
So like the fact that like the people around me were nice, like it was almost
it
like,
helped
with like just staying chill and. But yeah, I want.
Sounds like you're a bit cursed when it comes to travel. So
yeah, and so what I realized from that travel day to this one I just had is that I traveled on the 16th. And
both days, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm thinking, is the 16th a cursed day to fly?
Probably. I mean, it sounds like it, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, at least you're here now and you can chill for a bit before you have to travel again.
It's probably a testimony to see your will to come, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
What have I done this week? I was at work. I did get quite a lot of work done for my masters, which is quite nice. Research always can be a bit slow. In the sense of just takes time to do experiments, and I want to plan what I'm doing. So right now I'm running qPCRs, which is I won't explain, but it's this technique I'm doing next week. But there's a lot of prep I had to do, and I just actually finished it today. So I'm quite glad that that's done, because that whole process was 4 or 5 hours of running something and trying to get it sorted. But that's sorted now. That's all ready for next week. I have a few next experiments planned. I kind of need to start thinking about when to stop, because this is the hard thing about research. There's always more to do, but I'm only doing my master's for a year, right? I need to hand in September. So my plan is to finish experiments mid-June, but that's coming up quite soon. I mean, it's almost May. Time just flies. So I'm trying to do everything that my project is about. So then if I do more stuff, that's kind of extra, and I already have everything I need to write about. So yeah, just planning more experiments. Yeah, didn't do much else this week. Really just chatted to a few friends from home. Saw some other friends from like symphony or orchestra and stuff. I've started actually quite fun, because I mean, you all know I like music. I've started this quartet group, so string quartet. 3 violins, 1 cello, and we've started playing music together. And now we rehearse every Wednesday because no orchestra. Yes, exactly. But 3 set violin and cello.
Doesn't have a ring to it.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've started that, and we rehearse every Wednesday, and it's kind of cool because we decide our own music, right? So we started with the Lord of the Rings medley, which I must say now that we can play it, it sounds so good. Yeah. But no, it does really sound good. We have a John Williams, like Star Wars and other stuff, Jurassic Park kind of medley, and then some classic stuff, because we like playing classic as well. But that's been really fun, so it's good to have rehearsals. But yeah, that's my weekend now. Now we're here, now we're doing podcasts, and later we're going out for dinner. But that's my week. Justin, what about you? How was your week? What did you do?
On the topic of curses, I did a shoot this week, which involved stabbing chopsticks into rice. And that's a huge taboo in Asian culture, because that resonates with the deceased, basically. It kind of offers it's like offering to the deceased, basically. But as you know, my topic is working on Orientalism, or like just kind of like educating people in a fun way to display that. And so I'm photographing this huge taboo kind of thing in the studio, but it's for my project, so I told myself it's okay. But I gotta say, before the project, I prayed. Before I entered the studio, I prayed. I did like a prayer to like whoever's out there. Don't curse me. I'm doing this for the sake of the project and not trying to offend anyone or any spirits whatsoever. And then during the whole shoot,
Sorry, I'm just saying Peter is going to be offended, and Peter's going to come find you in Crown Place.
Peter.
Peter is a ghost that was in my flat, and I've sent him to Justin's flat when I left. So Justin now gets haunted by Peter every now and then, and I think you're offending Peter at this point.
Yeah, but no. During the whole shoot, I'm pretty sure this is either a psychological thing or just like me being. It's like I'm not a superstitious person, but my mom is always saying like be cautious of stuff like that. You don't want to go fuck around and find out, basically. But yeah, throughout the whole shoot, I was feeling so off, and I swear the curtains, it got a bit more windy than normal that day. The curtains started like blowing in, and I was like. But no, like that's my shoot. I feel like I need to put some talisman in my room now to protect me. But I think
crystals.
Yes. You know those fucking yellow paper you slap on the door. and then I'm gonna do all the good stuff, the good fortune stuff. But no, it's an interesting shoot. I think I executed it pretty well. The images turned out great. But every time I look at that image, I still feel a bit uneasy. And some of my Asian friends were saying, that is dangerous. You are cursed. You have cursed yourself. I'm like, yes, I did. For the sake of my project, I'm willing to go the extra mile. I'm really hoping I don't die in the next few days.
So if you see just me next episode, you know what happened to Justin. He will be missed. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
You've cursed yourself. So
Gone.
yeah, no. I'm sure nothing will happen. I mean, I'm not superstitious and I don't believe in ghosts. So I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm a little stitious. You know that quote from The Office.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I mean, no, sounds interesting. Well, keep us updated about
whether I'm cursed or not.
whether you're cursed or not. We don't want to know. I'm sure our viewers want to know how cursed you are. I'm sure your girlfriend wants to know how cursed you are. I want to know how cursed you are because I think it'd be funny if you were cursed. No, just kidding.
Yeah, funny.
Yeah. No. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, no, I think we'll call it a day there. It was good having you on the show. Elise, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being in Norwich. And for making it here in one piece after your long journey.
Elise might come back for a future episode.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Already.
yeah. You are invited back already by your boyfriend. Wow, you're such a good guest, Elise.
Thank you, guys.
But yeah, no, we'll see you in episode 10 next time. Wow, 10 episodes. I feel like that's like the end of a season, you know? 10 episodes. Season 1, episode 10. And then we go into season 2.
Damn.
Season 2, only 4 episodes.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see you in episode 10. Potentially with some more guests or just me and Justin. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's really nice to have guests like you on the show that are also a bit more like have kind of left uni and can tell us a bit more about that experience. So it was good to learn more about that. And I mean, we wish you all the best with your future jobs and everything.
Thank you.
It'll all go great, I'm sure. But yeah, good luck to you. Thanks for being on, and thank you for all our viewers and listeners and everyone tuning in again. Love you.
Love you guys.
All right. Have a good day, night, whatever, wherever you are. Don't get haunted like Justin will get haunted.
I'm gonna pass the curse to all.
Yeah. Do not let Justin pass his curse.
Talking about, I need to add one more thing. Just a quick movie review as well. What's that movie we watched that involved the Chinese curse?
Oh no.
See, okay.
No, that movie was scary.
Yeah. So I forgot what the name was.
But wasn't it the Taiwanese movie?
Yeah. So there's a movie that I'm quickly gonna explain how they made the horror element feel real. So there's a movie, and they say that whoever's watching this video, I'm passing on the curse to you, blah 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 blah, and like I know it's fictional.
You mean Truth or Dare?
No.
Because it's in Truth or Dare as well.
Oh, is it? But like the way they say it is like, oh, you need to send this video to like more people so the curse weakens, and then like they're saying that's why I recorded this whole thing and you're watching it right now, and then
I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same thing.
No, it's a Taiwanese film.
Oh, okay. So basically, okay, I don't know who copied who then, but there was this movie recently. Spoiler alert to everyone. Sorry, I'm just gonna spoil it. You won't watch it. It's called Truth or Dare, right? And we all know the game Truth or Dare. But it's a horror Truth or Dare, right? So there's this curse from Mexico or something that gets brought home with this group of players because they played in like an abandoned church or whatever it was, and the game is trying to kill you. So there's like rules about Dare and stuff. Not Jumanji, but Jumanji is a good movie.
Yeah.
But in this movie, basically at the ending, the same thing happens. The idea is by getting more players, you delay the turn of the curse, so the curse cannot ask you truth or dare, and that's the only way these people can survive. So they basically post a video and say, yeah, this is a curse, and I'm sorry to do this to you. But the way they enter the game is being asked truth or dare. So at the end of the whole movie, it's just this video, and they ask truth or dare, and then the way the curse is shown is actually kind of creepy, but also really cool. I think it's cool from like a videography because the mouth, basically, whenever it's the curse's turn, the mouth of the person just goes like really high up, like a grin, and it's scary, but it's yeah, exactly, creepy. But yeah, it's the same kind of concept. That's just what you reminded me of. But
it's good when they're able to apply it to you.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of horror movies, but yeah, I think some of them are interesting how they're made.
I laughed at Chucky the whole time. I was watching it with my brother, right? We're just laughing how funny he falls or whatever. It's not even scary at that point.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Yeah. Back to the ending. we delayed the ending. Back to the outro. Sorry guys. Yeah. Good luck, Elise, on all your journeys. You do great. Basically said that already. Thank you for listening. Go watch a horror movie if you're into that kind of stuff.
Or I'm cursing you tonight.
Or Justin will curse you.
I see you in your dreams.
Yeah. He'll see you in your dreams.
Don't travel on the 16th.
Yeah. Important life lessons here, guys. All right.
Don't put chopsticks in your rice.
All right, guys. Have a lovely day, evening, whatever. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You had diarrhea, didn't you? What? Nothing.
I heard that.
Yeah, it stank the whole time.
You had diarrhea, right?
No. I didn't fart. It was just this.
Yo, what's that liquid here?